Hello and welcome to a special edition of The Big Fight. We are taking a look today at what it means to be single in India, especially in the cities. And a lot of people have been talking to us about this subject because they're saying you do so many shows about discrimination. How about doing something about the discrimination that single people face? They face discrimination at all levels, especially from their parents, who all the time nagging them to get married, from landlords, from others. So, do single people have a tougher life, or do married couples actually have a much tougher life? Perhaps the most famous single person in the country right now, Sohail, would that be fair to describe?
Yeah, I think Rahul Gandhi would come a close third. Between him and me, there's Narendra Modi, but yeah, you're right.
Okay, so other than Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi, the most famous single person in the country. So, Sohail, great to have you with us. Mrinalini Deshmukh is a lawyer who's actually worked reasonably hard at making some married people single, right? Would that be fair?
It's because they wanted it.
Maybe because they wanted it, but you've specialized in a lot of divorce and custody battles.
Yes, please.
I do want to ask you whether your clients came back to you after they had gone from being married to being single.
A few of them, yes.
They're happier?
They're happier.
After they became single
Absolutely.
again?
Much happier.
Okay.
And some of them have got remarried and said that they still prefer to be married despite having gone through whatever they had in their previous marriage. So I guess we both
and potentially they could be your clients again in the future.
I don't know.
Revati Lal, special correspondent with Tehelka, great to have you with us. Shantanu Mehra, fashion designer, great to have you with us. You were describing yourself a short while back as one of the few happily married fashion designers.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that often, leave aside India, even in the world. But yeah, that's the way it is. Companionship for me is a happily married life with children, and that's what I'm going to talk about.
Okay, Shefali Vasudev, journalist and author. Thanks a lot for being with us as well. We're going to get where you stand on all of this in a couple of minutes. And Siddharth Mangaram, founder and CEO of Flow, which is being called a platform for single people.
That's right.
For all of us, just distinguish that from being a dating site.
Well, you know,
is it a dating site?
It's not a dating site, and neither is it a matrimonial service.
Nor is it a pickup area.
Neither is it that. Exactly.
Oh no, I shouldn't sign up then.
It's basically
now that you've disappointed this entire audience, what do you do?
It's a place where we bring single people together in real life at events and experiences that are not available to the rest of the world.
To do what?
That actually
bring married people there.
Actually, you want to amplify that a little bit before parents start banning people from getting onto that site.
No, we basically get single people in groups of about 20 or 30 together at events that are highly interactive. So it could be a cookout, it could be a mixology session, it could be a single malt night.
Okay. I'm so glad you clarified.
God,
right.
I'm so glad you clarified.
Right.
Interactive could have meant all sorts of things which are not necessarily suitable for a family channel like this. Right, and we have a great audience. Before we started, I want to know which way the balance of this was. How many of you are single out of curiosity? Oh my God, it's a bit of a majority. Okay, I've got to be careful as to what I say out here. Right, is it a problem being single in India?
Not if you're me. I'd say there are huge problems with being me for various other reasons, but not necessarily to do with being single.
Why is it not a problem for you, but it could be a problem for others?
Yeah, because I come from a family which you say, you know, my parents, but they're kind of very, kind of broke the mold in their time in any case to start with. And so I've had a pretty easy ride. I haven't had anyone sort of bring down the hatchet on me and say, get married, ever. But there have been kind of subtle sort of, have you met anybody today kind of phone calls from my mother. And I keep saying, yes, the obsequious creep who lives across the road from me. I said hi to him. But
so basically
it's not
you're saying
really
it's
hard.
not a problem for you because your parents aren't really pressurizing you to get married.
Yes, but that's not the only pressure that single people face. It's also, as you pointed out in your introduction, it has to do with finding a place to stay. There I have had my fair share of, oh no, we can't give you a house because you're single. But I have my fun with that as well. So I haven't had problems with that. But I have larger issues with the institution of marriage as a whole. And those have to do with the fact that I think it's got stuck in time. I think it's a space that needs to be redefined, and this could be a good forum to actually bring some of those things out in the open.
As a single person, how can you comment on whether marriage works
I'll tell you why.
well or doesn't work
I'll tell you
well?
why. It feeds directly into my life.
A lot of married people will probably feel that it works just fine.
Why should the state arbiter the way you live in your personal space at all.
Shefali, let me get you in on this. Are single people having a tougher time?
No, I don't think so. I think people are having a tougher time in general if they choose to live that life. Marriage is no longer entirely gratifying as an institution, but singlehood is no longer the complete denial. You know, there's a huge fluidity in the status. Single girls keep karwa chauths, married women whistle on treadmills. You know, there's a lot going on. Besides, I think...
Married women whistle on treadmills?
Well, they do. Freedom is a
That's
word.
a catchphrase.
But why is whistling on a treadmill in any way changing the institution of marriage?
I'm
Just out of
just
curiosity.
talking about this idea of freedom, that freedom has become a looser currency. It's a verb rather than a word. People want to participate and do something with it. So one married woman might decide to whistle on a treadmill, the other might wear a short dress, the third might just say, I want to
Why
go and
whistle?
work. So, yeah.
Sorry, is it a euphemism for looking out for other people?
No, whistling isn't about whistling. Signs of
whistling, is she
freedom.
whistling at somebody else or is she whistling to
You know,
herself
I
under
have
her breath while
observed
working out,
women
in which case
whistling
I'm
or
not sure what
singing
the
to
issue is.
themselves on the treadmill as a sign of, I'm all right.
Sohail, do you face any problems at all being single?
None. I think it is the most
You don't have to worry
delightful-
about finding a place to stay.
No, it is the most delightful state to be in. I think it's a fine place to be. I'm sure marriage must be equally fine, as is evident from your face more often than not. I think it's great. It allows me to do what I want, with who I want, when I want. I don't have to answer any questions. I don't have to worry about people. You know, companionship to my mind is also overrated. You know,
Is
when
it?
yeah, I think it is.
Why is companionship
See,
overrated?
it again depends on people. For me, a book is a more invaluable companion than a human being. So to each his own. I love the life I lead. Is it hedonistic? Of course it is, at times. Do I have a lot of evil fun? Perhaps I do. Do many of my married friends want to live vicariously through me? They do. So net, I'm a very happy bunny.
But there could be times when you are a sick bunny with a cold and you wish you had somebody there to keep.
For that,
Look
we
out
have
for
a tribe called doctors, and we have pharmacies. We have very elegant nurses. So you don't need to worry.
Shantanu, it's not necessarily the same.
Not at all. I as much as I would want to be on Sohail's side of the fence, like we've always been.
No,
but yes, I have my.
You're not married, you were single.
No.
You're
And about 5 minutes ago, he said he was a happily married man.
On a lighter note, on a lighter note,
Vikram, bleed is good.
on a lighter, that was on a lighter note, but yes, I have my own views, and I have some strong views on companionship. For me, companionship is pretty much a natural desire. For me, companionship is soulmate companionship, and that's when you start of nurturing and rubbing off what you've learned onto your future generations. And I feel that brings in a certain direction in life. It brings in a certain purpose to life. Brings in a certain bit of social skills and belief that, you know, there is somebody there who can emotionally support you. And I feel in my industry where there's a lot of glamour, there is, you know, there is a lot of media hypertension attached to it. I feel that, you know, my kids and my wife kind of keep me grounded. And it makes my life as a designer and as an entrepreneur that much more challenging, you know, because there is a balanced way of looking at it.